Hi friends, I'm so excited to share with you a little bit more about my book, The Power of Choice, Inviting Freedom and Miracles into Your Everyday Life. And today I wanted to introduce you to my friends, Madeleine and Ryan. They are my best friends here in Nashville, and they have allowed me to share some of their stories in my book. So I wanted to ask them a couple questions today, and so that you can get to know them a little bit better. So don't give anything away because we want them to read it in the book, but you show up in a couple chapters. So what is one of the chapters that you show up in?
Yes, I am in the Choice to Obey and a few others.
Choice to Obey, that's a good one. So yeah, like you mentioned, both of you show up in a couple of the chapters, so I'm just even curious, knowing that your stories are going to be out there, what is that experience like for you? What does it feel like?
It's been crazy to see parts of my life and parts of Madeleine's life, and your life for that matter, written out on these pages and having the principles that we learn through those experiences written out in a tangible way. One random moment that caught me is you talked about a time you came over. I shared something that God had put on my heart about Exodus and just something he had taught me about, walking through trials. And to see that, honestly, God had given that to me, I thought just for that night, just for that time. And so to see that put on these pages and amplified for everyone and their mom and their cousin to read forever was a really trippy moment and just kind of a awe of God moment.
Awesome. I love hearing that. Madeleine, I'm curious, what does it feel like for you?
It feels great. I honestly couldn't imagine anything better because I have all these testimonies, these powerful moments that God has intervened in my life, and I just want opportunity to share that, with others, that it can be an encouragement, and you've given us that opportunity. Yeah. So I'm excited to see just what it does for other people.
Well, I just so appreciate that you both have been willing to do that, and I can't wait for everyone to read your stories as well. So I know you're in an awesome but also very crazy and busy season of life right now. So as you're in the midst of reading this book, I'd love for you even to share, if there's a choice or one of the chapters that has stood out to you the most in this season.
Sure, yeah, I can start.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the choice to be thankful for sure would be for me. Just being in a busy season with two little boys who are a year apart. And they are crazy, but they're so fun, and it really does. I think today when I was thinking about it, just noticing that it really is up to me to choose thankfulness. And if I choose anger or stress, then we end our days in anger and stress. But on the days that I do just get with God and just thank him for these kids, thank him for the home that we have, thank him for the family we have and everything we're blessed with, it just produces fruit. And I see by the end of the day that, not that the boys are perfect, but they're in better spirits. And they overflow with that thankfulness and joy and peace. And it's sweet.
Wow. Well, I'm a fan of your boys. And it sounds like you're even able to train them up in choosing to be thankful, even at a young age.
Definitely.
Awesome. Ryan, what about for you?
I have to second what she said. I know that sounds like a cop-out. It's not. The chapter on thankfulness really got me because for me, with my job right now, it's a lot about hitting goals. It's a lot about performance, which is all good stuff. But month in, month out of that, you can get so locked in on what you're doing and what you have to do at work that for me, I lose track of everything else. It's like tunnel vision. And one of the things you talk about in that chapter is how you used to write out lists, reasons to be thankful, things that were going right in your life, really is a reason to keep living, or reasons to keep living. Yeah. And what you said, which I thought was so good, is that wasn't enough. Like, it's not enough just to count your blessings. There has to be an element of engagement where you're actually in the action or the activity of thanking God for those blessings. And for me, being at work with all the craziness, that was literally a breath of fresh air right in the middle of my work day of, okay, God has blessed me abundantly. I thank God for my wife. I thank God for my kids. I thank God for everything I have going on. That's so great. And yes, he blesses me at work too, but if I don't hit goal, life is going great. I'm blessed abundantly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for both of you sharing. So excited to share this book. So make sure you guys check out the book, The Power of Choice. You'll get to hear more about Madeleine and Ryan. And by the end of the book, I promise they'll feel like your best friends too.
Yes, go get it.